Thank you so much. You should be able to hear me now. You know why I have my mics on mute most of the time is because I have a 4-month-old baby. You just never know when actually the 3-year-old can whine at any time. So apologize. Thanks for thanks for sticking around despite myself despite me talking to myself. Great. Glad the sound works now. Wonderful. But what I was trying to say is thanks for following the channel because as you know, there's a lot of information out there. Some of y'all have been asking whether you're eligible or not for Plan C. It's just really too early to know, okay? And Plan C sucks. If you follow on my channel, you know I've been saying that. It's really a Plan F, okay? So I do have some information to share with you. But it's really lack of information, right? So but what I was trying to say as well when my mic was off is that we do offer free 15 minutes preliminary discussion. If you're new to our channel, we do offer it, but you have to wait all the way until the end of the show for the secret code. Now, if you've been a dedicated fan, we appreciate it. You already know the secret code, so take advantage of it when you're ready. Okay. Now, if you're, of course, driving or whatnot, when you stop and park, you can also click on our website link down below in the description box and you can answer a few questions there. And our cares team will call you within 15. Oh, sorry, not 15. That's another thing. Within 24 hours of business day. Okay, friends. So go ahead and drop any questions you have in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer it. But in the meantime, yes, reconciliation it is still going on. What week is it? Yeah, this is the week where their Congress is off. Okay, so nothing was supposed to happen this week, but hopefully in the background that some of the Senate parliamentarian is reviewing whether Plan C will work or not. Now, if you watch my previous video, I believe earlier this week, I think Monday, I do believe. Here's my thought: I do believe Plan C will get through. Okay, for the Senate parliamentarian because there are no awarding of federal benefits. And that was her concern, Elizabeth McDonald's concern for Plan A and B, right? Because people are entitled to it when you become a resident or a U.S. citizen. So on a state level, it depends, right? But it's different for every state. But on a federal level, that's what she should be reviewing only. All right, friends, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you like Plan C? I know for some people, they like it because that's really something that's better than nothing. But if you're frustrated like me, let me know in the comments. And you know what you should do about that? Don't sit around, friends. You need to contact your elected official, your politician, because they need to know you care about immigration reform. It doesn't just have to be about budget reconciliation process. It doesn't just have to be a Democrat. You definitely need to let those Republicans know what you think. Now, you call in, they're not going to ask you if you're a US citizen. At least anytime I've called in, they don't ask me that. Um, so you can write a letter, you can email, or you can call in. Okay. And your opinion matters, and you're not going to talk directly to the senator or House representative. You're going to talk to the staffers, and those staffers like their right hand assistant basically. So anything you share, they basically, they count up how many people call about a specific issue. I don't know how exactly they keep track, but they do count it because we need more people to mention that immigration reform is important. And if you would like a sample letter, if you do, or sample letter because you can email or actually mail in physically, contact us. Okay, let us know in our form on our website. Check it out. All right, friends. But I did want to show you something that I think will not make you happy. Of course, it's not just, I wouldn't say it's necessarily Democrats that want immigration reform. There are some Republicans, but, you know, most of them 99% don't want immigration reform. So, but let me share this tab with you here. Okay, on my screen. I think it's this one. All right. Ooh, okay. Let me make this bigger. Okay, you're gonna have these groups, conservative groups that think they know what they're talking about. Oh, I don't have my screen in the background. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna have people. Okay, you can't really see it. There we go. It should be bigger now. They call it the Center for Immigration Studies organization. They say the reconciliation bill is a station wagon making a long trip full of baggage. Infrastructure bill has no immigration measures, which it doesn't. That's true. It doesn't. So these people don't know what they're talking about. Okay. I mean, and then it also says Biden wants them all in the Build Back Better Act. Yes, that's true. But what's not true is the station wagon. Come on, they're using this terms like people are just waiting at the border. No, this none of these proposals, as you know, invites people into America after the fact. And that's why there's a cutoff date. Everyone knows there's going to be a cutoff date. Now tell me in the comments what cutoff date you prefer. Obviously, everyone's a little biased. Hey, I mean, a lot of people default would like a cutoff date of January 1st, 2021. But hey, might as well make it January 20th, 2021 when Biden became president, especially if it's only parole. Okay, friends. So let's take a look here. These jokers, they wrote this on November 9th, so just 3 days ago. So they already know that this is not possible through the infrastructure bill, yet they want to scare people, right? Yeah, they're talking about families in California now have to move because immigrants are coming. This is just a scare tactic. Pretty ridiculous. So, yeah, I wanted to share that. And also, here we have our other favorite or not so favorite politician, Kristen Sinema. She's one of those moderate Democrats, along with I know you've heard that name, Senator Joe Manchin out of West Virginia. They think they're tough. Okay, they say this is from one of the Arizona Central.com. Their publication out there, so they know her better than any one of us. Senator Kristen Sinema better not expect a participation trophy if immigrant measure passes. Basically saying, "Yo, Senator Sinema, you should have gotten your act together much earlier, and you can't just say all of a sudden just because if you vote yes doesn't mean that you're like amazing or something. You should have been saying yes from the very beginning." I actually don't know what her background is. If anyone knows, please drop it in the comments. Um, but yeah, it's pretty annoying to have people like her be the holdout vote and then come to the rescue. Seem like they're coming to the rescue. Oh, you can't really see it. Shoot. Okay, you should see it now. Okay, so that's what it says. The headline right there. Okay, so let's see. All right, let's see what comments y'all got. Okay, where y'all watching from? Let me know. Rams, does reducing backlog help with the F4 visa or family preference, brother and sisters? I I would love if it does, as because you might know that Congress was like 10, 20 years ago, they were talking about getting rid of this, but I'm not sure. I only saw it about on one of the proposals. I saw it for family based as well, because hey, if you can pay a fine of 1,500 or 2,500, 5,000, they have different levels that are proposed. But if you can pay a fine, I would think a lot of people would be willing to do that. But on the last proposal I saw, I believe it's only for employment based cases. Let me turn on some light to see if you can see me. Okay, that looks like it helped a little bit. Okay. But yeah, when we get the full proposal, when it's past the Senate Parliamentarian, if it does, you know where to come to get that news, and we'll share it with you as soon as it happens. Okay, friends? Mauricio says nothing is better. So I think what you mean is parole is better than nothing. Okay. Uh, let's see here. Y says, I heard they're adding more conditions like essential workers, TPS, etc. Other than you have to be here before 2011. Look, you don't have to have any status to be part of this parole option Plan C. So maybe it's a bit confusing, but as long as you were here before January 1st, 2011, then you can theoretically apply for parole. It doesn't matter if you're an essential worker or TPS holder. Now, if you're talking about like actual status, permanent resident status, I haven't seen a proposal about that. I mean, I have, but they're not considering that right now. Okay, so let's see here. Coco, what's going on? What to expect at airport first time green card holder? Congratulations, Coco. What wonderful news. Thank you for sharing that with us. I hope it was a smooth process for you. I'm assuming you had to wait for your visa interview for a long time because of the pandemic. So glad you stuck through it. Will they ask about your immigration history, applying for college, and you're applying? That's a loaded question there. Can I apply for financial aid? Uh, I mean, I don't handle that. You should talk to the college you're considering to apply to. But yeah, I'm not going to answer that because I really don't know if you can as a resident. Okay, but immigration history. I mean, whether you're a first time resident or not coming into the country, uh, they typically don't ask you all those questions. They just scan your card or scan your information. They review your visa package. You probably don't have your card by now because that's typically mailed to your address that you intend to live at in the United States. I hope you paid for your $220 immigrant fee, by the way. But yeah, I mean, your visa package that's sealed, you have to provide that to the customs officer, and they'll know what to do with it. Um, so even if you bring all your luggage, it's okay. It's different than like a visitor visa, which visitor visa, of course, I don't recommend bringing a bunch of luggage because then the customs CBP officer is going to think that you're moving to the United States. So something to keep in mind, friends. Hopefully that was a bonus tip that you like. Is there anything to know about becoming a green card holder, do's and don'ts? Oh, absolutely. There's a lot to know. I mean, you're welcome to Coco. I encourage you to fill out our form on our website on the contact us page and just ask for our free guide about that. Okay, because there's a lot of tips. I won't be able to cover that right now, but but that's a good point. Let me probably create a separate video about that at some point, maybe next week. Okay, thanks for asking that question. But I can share at least one thing, and that is if you want to become a U.S. citizen eventually, depending how you got it, if you got it through marriage, then you have to wait 3 years to as you have to have residence status for 3 years, then you can apply to become a citizen. But if you didn't get your residency status through marriage, then you have to wait 5 years. Okay, those are the general rule. But if you want to become a U.S. citizen, you have to maintain residence in the United States, continuous residence. So that doesn't mean you cannot leave US. You can leave the US, go vacation, live somewhere else, but that's maximum 6 calendar months per year. Okay. And it can be consecutive. So that's just a lot of information to share with you. But if for some reason, by the way, you intend to go back or just leave US for a temporary period, but for some reason you think, it's gonna be like a 3 month trip, but there's a possibility it could be more than 6 months, and then eventually maybe even more than a year. You need to apply for a re-entry permit. Okay, it's the form I-131 re-entry permit. Because if you don't and you are somehow outside U.S. for more than 6 months at a time, then or even non-consecutive, they're gonna think something's wrong. So you need to apply for the extra security card, basically. I mean, legal terminology, they don't call it security card, but I call it that because it's just in case. Okay, you can call it a just in case card, a reentry permit. Okay, it's the same application for advanced parole. So hopefully that helps. Why you're watching from New York City? Welcome. Thanks for watching, Mauricio. Let's say in 5 years, do we have Republican as president? What happened with Plan C? Um, that's a great question. It's not going through like DACA process, going through regulation. If it goes through regulation like DACA or yeah, like DACA, then yes, it could be removed. I mean, President Trump tried to do it pretty much every second he could under Stephen Miller's advice, but he had some ridiculous advisors. But even if he had the best advisors that were even keeled and reasonable, he wouldn't listen to them. So, um, 5 years, unfortunately, it could happen in 2 years. Um, oh yeah, I mean, I guess so. Anyways, Plan C, the intent is to go through Congress, and when it goes through Congress, it's much harder to remove that benefit, immigration benefit. And then, give you an example, and that is the Affordable Care Act, ACA, Obamacare. I know it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican. Some people don't like it at all, and some people like it because otherwise they couldn't afford health insurance. But, I know it is expensive. But anyway, as you know, during Trump administration, they tried to remove it several times. Unfortunately, thanks to the late Senator John McCain, he voted down on revoking it essentially. Um, so to change Plan C, if Plan C goes through and is voted in and passed by President Biden and Congress, yes, I mean there could be an attempt to remove it, but it just depends on the numbers of specific politician that want to remove it. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question. That's just a quick nutshell of history of Congress, I guess, how Congress can work. All right, Ben, any advice for dreamers? That's a very general question. I can tell you a story. I can give you advice based on a client situation, and that is don't drink and drive, please. Even don't when you drive, before you drive, make sure all your lights are working. Kind of like an annual inspection. I had someone that was pulled over because their lights were off, and he happened to be inebriated. He had been drinking. Yeah, he got sent to removal proceedings to detention center. Okay, he made it more difficult for himself. Don't drink and drive, my friends, please. It's not worth it. Really not worth it. Whether you a U.S. citizen or not. When I was younger, I didn't have Uber or Lyft or any of these. I mean, yeah, I could have called a regular old school yellow taxi, but there's no excuse these days. Doesn't matter what age you are. Use those apps, okay? Those transportation apps, whether you like it or not. I hope you think it's safe. I mean, they put some measures in to make it safer, apparently. But anyways, yeah, other advice for dreamers. I mean, that's advice for everyone, undocumented or not. But for dreamer specific, I mean, we do have a lot of people call in who are dreamers and are eligible for something, but they're just not quite sure because they entered without inspection, without a visa, and they're wondering what the process is. Maybe, for example, they're just thinking about getting married. They're not 100% sure about this fiance or girlfriend or boyfriend, whatnot. But they just want to know the process. Hey, we're happy to answer those questions. It's a big decision. But if you do get married to someone, it needs to be legitimate. It needs to be legitimate. I was trying to get that out fast. Okay. It needs to be a real bona fide marriage. Okay. Obviously, it cannot be fake for immigration purposes because it's very easy to tell. You think you can, some people think they can fake it. I can tell. The USCIS officers can tell. So some people ask, or I mean, they don't ask. They just come to our office, and and I could just tell. It's just, I mean, it could be hard through documentation, but just behavior. Yeah, lawyers can tell. So that's why if you have been rejected these cases by lawyers, that's a reason why our reputation is important in with USCIS, of course. All right. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks for watching from Columbus, Indiana. I'm sorry, Indiana. Thank you, thank you, Morales. Appreciate it. Denisha Johnson. Let's see here. Is there anything a person can do who has a petition approved in their name? F4 category. To be able to travel to and from until the case is complete. Now, when you say case complete, do you mean green card in hand? I do have a separate video specific about these kind of situations. Maybe not answer. Sounds like you have a travel question, but more broadly, it also sounds like the niche that whether it's you or someone else who is the immigrant beneficiary is in the US. And if that is the case, no, you cannot travel abroad. You can travel domestically within the United States, but I would not travel to like Alaska, for example, in case you have to go through customs. I've never flown to Alaska, so I'm not quite sure. Um, so yeah, I mean, I just would not travel outside the continental United States. Okay. Um, but here's why. Okay. But you should watch the previous video. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago about it's called, I think I titled it Failure to Maintain Status. At least that's what it says in the thumbnail. Okay. So check that out. But I can share with you very quickly, a quick snippet about it is that you need to whoever the immigrant beneficiary is, and if that person is in the U.S., they need to show that maintain status. Most people, 99% of people that call us about this, say they are here in the U.S., but they have not maintained their status. And so the quick answer right here, but you need to watch that previous video, is that that person needs to, our team needs to see if he or she is eligible for a waiver. Okay, not everyone's eligible, so it's very important. So that's why I'm a little hesitant about the travel part because okay, more advice I'll share. If the person leaves the United States, even if 5 minutes in Mexico, for example, 5 minutes in Canada, you will trigger the 3-year restriction or the 10-year restriction. The legal term is legal bar, okay, or 3-year bar or 10-year bar. So check out my previous videos on that. It's just dangerous territory, okay, on the travel part. And I already know. I mean, 99% people call us are in the U.S. and have not maintained status who are applying through something like F4, okay, F1 through 4. That's family preference. Now, if you're getting married to a U.S. citizen, for example, that's one of a couple different relationship types that fall under the immediate relative classification. And that, with that respect to that, travel is possible, but you still need advanced parole. Okay, that's a lot of bonus tips right there, my friends. So check out our previous videos. Mauricio, so Denisha, I hope that was helpful. You're welcome, Mauricio. Coco, you're welcome. Ben, you're welcome. Glad I could catch it. Some days there's not as many comments, so I'm happy to help. Guangdonghua, I don't speak that, but 国语我讲一点国语 I can help you with that. So, but I'm gonna be honest, 我的国语不是那么好 but 我可以讲一点国语 OK，谢谢你问我 Always love the opportunity to speak a little Mandarin. I need to practice. Of course, um, practice makes perfect. So, 你可以打给我 OK，谢谢你 Francois, is TPS, I hope I said that right, pronounced it right. Is TPS still, I need to learn some French, y'all, or Creole. Please teach me as well. Is TPS still available for Haitians to apply for first time? Ooh, great question. Let me check that out because it has been a while since I talked about this. Okay. For anything TPS related, it has to do with registration dates. Okay. Let me see if I can pull it up on the this USCIS website. You need to know because you're gonna Google search and things like that, or Bing search, and you want to select the right website. And usually, the government website is not the first on Google, for example. Okay, So let's see here if I can find it for you. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm at the USCIS website, temporary protected status for designated country Haiti, and registration period. Yeah, you still have time. Fortunately, they extended it. Registration period is August 3rd, 2021, all the way through February 3rd, 2023. So get on the ball, my friends. Do not wait. Okay, you have to show continuous residence in the US since July 29th, 2021. So hopefully you were there at that time or here at that time. Um, yeah, don't wait. Do not wait till February 2023 because first of all, TPS can get you a work permit. And when you get the work permit, you can get a social security number, you can get a driver license. So if you get pulled over, you're not going to get a ticket when you get pulled over for speeding or something, then you're not going to get a ticket for failure to have a driver license, okay? And driver license can also help you get a well, yeah, car insurance. I think there's some car insurance you don't need to have a driver license, but please, I've had people hit me in the back. Fortunately, the car was fine. I was okay. Family was okay in the car. But please get some insurance and get some good insurance. I mean, good coverage insurance, my friends. There are some very cheap ones, like $29 a month. Look, you need to protect your own car, your valuable assets, and yourself. Medical insurance, okay? So you need to get full coverage. I highly recommend it. Including even if your car gets towed, even the simple bumps can create like total damage, total loss. So hopefully that helps. Okay, friends. Roms, I think you'll be the last question. Then I got to head out for a consult, day of consults, and getting work done for y'all. Solving your immigration problem. That's what we're here to do. Roms, if I went there, you got approved for family preference. Do you still have to wait for priority date? Oh, absolutely. That is necessary. You know what? I'm going to create a separate video on that too. I'm going to have my team write this down so I can remember. Okay. So yes, absolutely. You do need to wait for the priority date. Usually, you want to check chart B. Okay, so scroll down on the visa bulletin. You can Google or Bing search it. All right. Yeah, so very, very important. Shashani. I will teach. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Just a couple words here and there. So I'm going to practice this. Mercy beaucoup. Hopefully that worked out. Hopefully I said that correctly. All right, friends. Thank you so much. I do have to drop off from here, oh, secret code, secret code. I got y'all. Here it is. Okay, it's on the bottom left of your screen. You can't miss it. You probably could have guessed it. All right, friends. Thank you so much. Please continue staying safe. I know some of y'all are against vaccines, but if you are opening up to it, get it as soon as possible, please, so we can all get out and travel ASAP. I need to get out of this house. Okay. Talk to you soon.